Guys, can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. And do you have any questions regarding yesterday's session? So anybody have questions? Please go ahead. If not, I will start. So hope we are good. So we started. I mean, you people configure this Anypoint Studio, and as well as yesterday we started that Hello World program kind of thing. Hope you people practice on that set payload HTTP connector. So two components. And Sneha was asking how to pass input. Example name is passed. Output will be input equal here. Sure, we'll discuss that one. Uh, Yesterday just I hard coded one I did actually. We'll see today that one. One more question she was asking how to expose test service. So only JSON is accepted in request. No, so any type of format will expect actually. So that's what here the we are the middleware people will convert any type of format. We can see any component if you open in the bottom there is a MIME type is there. If you see the MIME type, so many types of there. So you can see the CSV, you can see the JSON, PDF, GIF. So so many types are there. We can accept any type. We can able to convert it actually. So what we required exactly. So that way we can convert it. So for that we have so many components are there, built-in components. We can convert it. Okay, so let's see that. So whatever you are asking that. So input will pass it. So we'll convert input. We'll create one more project, or else we'll extend yesterday's project. This is yesterday's project, right? We just keep a hard-coded thing. So now what we'll do, we'll read it. So some content from the input, we'll try to display that one. Okay. So here So for that, so we need, so here if you observe here, so it's a allowed method is get. So get in the sense, so you are trying to get some input from the some information from the target system. If you kept get here, so if you want to post some information, you have to keep it as a post, right? So I will try to show you the issue also. If you try to post, what it will give. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so here the method type is get, guys. Okay, so if you want me to try to post some information, it should be post, guys. It should be post, otherwise, so it won't receive any information from the input system. So I will try to show you, I will try to post some information. So how the system is behaving, we'll see. So, and one more thing here, if it is a get, if it is a get, so so we can try to hit the request, we can try to hit the request through browser only, right? Because it's a get request. Suppose if we want to try to post some information through browser, we can't able to try it, right? So yesterday what we did, I will try to so deploy this application once again. So debug as mule application. It's getting deployed. And then it's deployed successfully. I want to see the base path, and the port number is 7011. So here, so I'm trying to hit through browser http localhost 7011 slash base path. Then I will try to hit the request. It will receive it. So, so if you observe here, here uh, in the mule debugger, so you can see the payload, guys. You can see the payload here. So hope you see whatever I'm trying to highlight it. So the payload is null. So there is no payload. We are not sending any information. We are trying to hit the request. We are trying to get the information from the uh, target system. I mean, so target system in the sense we are, I mean, our logic actually here, there is no target system actually. From mule itself, we just hard coded. We are trying to get the information. So, but from the input, we are not receiving any input. So that's why it's a null payload. So same thing you can observe here also, guys. X plus y equals some question mark. There is a mule expression. There is a pop-up. We can open it. Okay, in the pop-up. So I mean Monday we'll discuss this mule expression language. So meanwhile, just I'm trying to highlight the payload. So observe here. So how to write that? How to write that mule expression? MEL hash for each and everything. It will start hash square bracket within that payload. So payload in the sense data. So as of now, so we are not getting any information from the input. So that's why it's a null. If you are sending any information, it should be some value. Okay. So that is the one thing. And then this escape dialog is then if you press any button, it will get escape actually. I mean escape in the sense this mule evaluate expression dialog you can call it as. So this will, so once you open, once you check the syntax is that working or not, so then click escape or else any button, it will get escape. Okay, so that is the thing. So here what I'm trying to highlight, so here, so the get request you can try to hit through browser, but so the post request how we'll try it. So through browser you can't able to try to hit the request. And one more thing, guys, one more thing. So actually here, whatever the logic I written, so how I can test it, through browser I can test it, but eventually, so this request is coming from where, from the some other system actually, because we exposed as a service somebody else trying to consume our API actually. Okay, but here only I'm testing middleware. Hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So here only I'm testing middleware, right? Whatever I written the logic is that working or not, I'm testing through browser. But end of the day, how it will do end-to-end testing. So this I exposed as an API, right? I exposed as a service. So somebody GUI guy, somebody else. I mean somebody input system, whoever consumer, right? They will try to hit the request, then it will receive the request, then we'll serve accordingly. Okay. So coming back to that, so now we are hitting a get request, right? Now I'm not keeping anything, guys. It's an optional field. I just remove it. So if you not keep anything, it will allow any type of method. So let me check first get a method. We'll try to post something how it is, how it will behave. Okay. So what I will do further, observe here, guys, if you want to try any post method, post request, I mean if you want to hit some information to the server, or else if you want to hit some information to the mule API, so then, so how will test that service? So we have a third party plugins called Postman client call Postman client. So this is one of the plugin Postman. This is the Chrome plugin. We can simply search in the Google. So Postman client, Postman REST client for Chrome. So simply search like this. Please try to add this one, Postman Chrome Web Store. So you can simply add it. There is one more also there, ACT. I mean Advanced REST client. This one also you can use it. Anyone. So I'm using Postman, so try to add that one. So I already added. So if you, once you add it, you will get like this. Just try to click on the Postman, so it will open like this. Now, so my application is already running. So let's see, just click plus. What was the URL? It is http localhost localhost, what was the port number? 7011/hello. Observe here, I am choosing a post method. I will try to hit the request. Okay. See this, I didn't get any request. Let's keep on trying. Let's see. Could not get any response because HTTP localhost 7011 with hello. So with post, right? With post, right? Hello with post. So nothing is there. So nobody running with that 7011 hello base path and with the post method. Okay, I will choose a get. Let's see. I'm just change that method type is a get. I will try to hit the request. This gave wrong actually. Localhost, localhost 7011. You can see the request now. We'll try to post also now. So I got the request. I will try to resume it. So I got it. Now what I will do, I will change the method type is post. Now I will request it. Observe here guys. Method not allowed for request hello. It was clearly saying method not allowed because here we are expecting get. We are expecting get request, but we are trying to method type is post. Here you can see number of methods guys. Not only get and request, there is a put method. So there is a delete method and then post get delete. So frequently used method types are get to post to put to delete. So put is nothing but for update, delete is nothing but delete, get is nothing but fetching information from the server, and post is nothing but we are trying to post some information to our APIs or servers. Okay, so we can clearly observe 405. So the error code is 405 guys. So when if it is a wrong method, right? So they are expecting get, but we are passing post. Then the method mismatch, that is nothing but a 405. Okay. Now I will try to change that post. Let's see. I just keep into the post, save it. Then once you save it, automatically redeployment happen guys. I told you yesterday why it is happening, because we just enable that redeployment is true, enabled true. Now I redeployed successfully. Now I'll try to hit the request guys. Observe here, now I got the request. Now I got the request, but still I'm passing post, but I'm not posting any information. We'll see that I will try to post something. Okay, now I got the request. Okay, so let me try to post some information. Okay, so here it's a post, right? Then where you will pass that information, there is a body here. There is a body here. In the body you can pass the information. So I will try to pass from here. So or else I will try to pass some JSON information. I will pass some JSON. I will pass guys. That is nothing but how will pass the JSON. These are JSON format guys. I will try to pass two fields. First one is user name. This is nothing but name. And password equal to new content. Okay. So here choose the application. I mean text type as a JSON, right? I just choose a JSON. It's a JSON. Okay, now I will try to hit the request. Let's see. I got the request guys. Observe here. So earlier if you see, nothing is there here, right? Payload, something we are getting now. So I will try to open the mule expression, the prompt. Then I will try to open the payload. What payload I am getting? Observe here. I'm trying to get some buffer input stream object. Earlier it's a payload is null, right? Now I'm trying to post some information. Then I can see some buffer input stream, some object, right? Some kind of glassfish object. I can see. Now I want to see the data. So now it is in the form of object. I want to see the data. So how can I see? Okay. Now coming to that, so we need to convert it, guys. Here, the behavior of HTTP connector, whatever the input we are getting, so it will convert into the buffer input stream. So that was a standard behavior of HTTP connector. Hope you understood what I'm trying to say. Whatever you are passing input, so it will receive that listener, the HTTP listener. What it will do, it will try to convert into the object. Okay, same thing happened here. So for that, what we need to do, we need to convert into the object to string. There is a component called object to string, guys. Hope you understood why I'm using object to string. So because here the requester or else listener, it will receive the request, whatever I'm passing, it will try to convert into the buffer input stream. So in next level, it was given the buffer input stream object. So the data is there, but in the form of object, the data is available. So that's why what I did here. So I will try to convert from the object to string. I want to see the original string, what I'm passing. So JSON is nothing but a string only, right? So I want to see that, right? So for that, so there is a built-in component, guys. I'm not doing anything here. I just drag and drop that object to string. So once receive the object, whatever the buffer input stream, it will try to convert into the string. So then here, set the payload. I'm trying to remove this one. I want to see the dynamically. So just guys click control space bar. It will try to show you the suggestions. I want to display this payload. Whatever the payload I'm getting, so I want to display that in the payload, in the set payload. Then finally logger also I want to display same payload. So I'm just keeping inside logger for understanding purpose. Okay, so let's see. I will just save it and then getting deployed again, redeployed. Let's see. I will try to hit the request once again. Got the request. Now it is in the form of, observe here, guys. I didn't break point here actually. Earlier you can see it is in the form of object, right? It is in the form of object. I will keep the debug here. Totally breakpoint. Let's see once again. You can see the output is now different. Now I'm trying to hit the request once again. So now see the object is buffer input stream, not yet parsed, not yet converted. In the next step, object to string. I'm not written anything, guys. I just drag and drop that existing component, which is provided by mulesoft. Okay. I just click the next step. You can see the now payload is look like properly. You can able to read it. It's not an object. It's a normal JSON. It's nothing but a string. Okay. Now we can see. Click next. You can see the output in the uh, response, as well as in the logger also. You can see logger also. I just mentioned like inside logger, right? Inside logger, the output is this. Okay, hope you are good. So how to post the data? Okay. So now I want to read the data from one of the field. Now as it is, whatever the data I'm getting, so I'm trying to display that as it is, right? Username and password. Suppose how to read it. I want to read it one of the field from JSON. How to read it? Again, there is a mule syntax is there for that. Let me try to read it. In the payload, I don't want to complete payload actually. I want only so one of the field. For that, you can read like this, guys. Keep a JSON here. Keep a JSON colon, and then what was the field name? It is Let's say username. Okay, so hello, I just keep it like this. And of that, I just keep it. I'm trying to save it. Let's see. I just save it. Automatically redeployment happen. Now I will try to hit the request. Yes. Next. Now let's check the payload. What do you have? Observe here, guys. Hello mule. So you can check in the payload. In the mule evaluate expression. See the payload. Hello mule. So mule is coming as a dynamic. Whatever she was asking, she want to read her name. Before that, she want to keep some hello. So same thing I did actually. You can see the output. So hello mule. Whatever the username we are getting, right, I'm taking as a dynamic. Before that, I kept it as a hello, and after that also some symbol I kept it, functional key I kept it. I'm trying to display it. So is that your expectation, right? So we have any questions on this? Guys, clear how to read it? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So hope you guys are clear how to read it. Okay, how to read the data and how to utilize it in the logic. So then that is one way, guys. So there is one more way to convert the data actually. So here, if you see, I'm using directly JSON because I know that so the previous output is the previous result is it's a JSON. So that's why I just read like a JSON colon. So whatever the name it is, whatever the field you want to read it, so we can give it directly. So JSON colon username. So there is one more way is you can convert. So there is a JSON to object. JSON to object. Observe here. So now I will try to convert object to string, right? Now I will try to drag and drop the JSON to object. Let's try to drag and drop it. The return class is java.util.map. Observe here, guys, what I'm trying to do it. So here in the first step, I'm getting buffer input stream as an object. After that, I'm trying to convert it that object to string. That is nothing but again there is nothing but again JSON. Again I'm trying to convert into the JSON to object. So let's see. Now I'll try to redeploy it. Redeploy it successfully. I will try to hit the request. So check the debug mode, guys. I'm trying to check the type of the data. What type of data we are getting now? Buffer input stream. Let's see in the next step. Now it's a string. Means it's nothing but an object, right? Let's see the next step. Observe here, guys. Now it's become a map. The favorite Java object of mulesoft is map, guys. Because if you convert into the map, it is easy to fetch the data. It is easy to fetch the data, right? Because it's a key value pair, right? Map is nothing but a key value pair. So now I will try to hit the request. See the error, guys. Here I'm getting an error. Why it is getting error? Because earlier I'm trying to read so JSON file, I'm trying to read it, JSON colon username I kept it, but that becomes a map now. If you can't able to read like that, right, you understood why it is getting an error. So now it is a map. Earlier it's a string, it's a JSON string, then it simply mention JSON colon username, then we are trying to read it, but now it is a map. So if you want to read map, so how we'll do it? So simply observe here. You can check the syntax, keep on here, right? If you have a syntax doubts, simply open this mule evaluate expression dialog, and then check the payload first. What payload you are getting? So the payload is getting as a map. You can see clearly, type as a map. Then expand the map here. You can see two things. We have a map size is 2. So then how to read it? So then keep a simply payload dot username. Now we can see the mail, right? Or else payload dot password. So we can prepare the syntax in the mail expression dialog. So we can go ahead accordingly. I just want to display the password. Double click on it and change this whatever you written earlier. I just keep it payload dot password. That's it. Now what it will happen? So payload is a map, right? Out of the map, I want to read one of the field. Then so it's a key. Map is nothing but a key value pair, right? If you pass the key, you can able to get the value. Same thing I did, right? Payload dot password or else payload dot username, right? Now let's see. I just save it. I hope redeployed. Let me try to check it. So earlier one, see the example, see the issue. Here also you can see the earlier one issue. Next, click that. Yes. Next step. So as a developer, so please try to some more days at least try to run as a debug mode. So you will get to know all the things step by step, guys. Whatever you are doing, whatever the data type you are passing, you can clearly observe here. Now see the output, guys. So now I am trying to read the mule123, right? Hello mule123. Hope you guys are clear. So it's better to convert always as a map, guys, because it's easy to read the data. Simply we'll pass the key, we'll get the value, right? So that's why I told you the favorite Java object of mulesoft is map. People always try to convert it to the map wherever possible, right? So for that also, observe here, there is a JSON2 object, one of the message processor is there. In the message processor what I did, there is an option called return class, guys. There is an option called return class. So the return class I kept it as a java.util.map. So java.util is what? So Java is the main package and the util is the sub package. The map is an interface, guys. The map is an interface, right? So we are trying to convert into that format. So once this component processed or else message processor component processed, message processor or component after getting processed, the output of that particular component is nothing but a map. So that's what happening here. Okay. Okay, if we give the return class as java.util.set, will it convert to set? Yes, whatever the return type you are giving, it will convert into that specific return type actually. So that's what here they gave as a return class an option. Okay, list. We have a list is there. I mean whatever. So you can whatever things you keep there, it will convert into that format. But we have to check the according to logic actually. So generally we won't keep the set actually. So here my requirement is I want to read the data, so it's better to convert it always to the map. Okay, so that is the thing. And then one more thing, if you want to convert into some, I'm trying to I'm trying to explore about the existing components, guys. Then now we are getting. I'm just removing this part, map part. I'm trying to display only payload here. Hello, I'll just try to display the payload here. I'm removing the other things now. Now what I will do, now I am converting to the anyway we are getting a JSON format, right? I want to convert from JSON to XML, right? That is also built-in component. No need to do anything further. I'll just deploy it. Let's see. with the request. Yes. Observe guys. Observe here. So now it convert into the XML, but it's not getting two fields. It convert only one field. You can see here the only username we are getting, but it's try to convert it. So something is wrong here. So the username you can see here in the form of XML. Okay, so if you want to convert it to the JSON to XML, you can convert as a XML using JSON to XML, the component. Okay, so any doubts on this until now? So let's see other ways. Okay, hope you guys are clear about that. So next one is, I'll just stop this. So next one is, I want to read some inbound properties, guys. So I will tell you the what is meant by inbound, what is meant by outbound properties. So before that, here there is a, we are always talking about payload, right? So here there is a payload have some super level object is there. So we'll discuss about that super level object. So in Java we have a object is a super class for all the classes in Java, right? Here in the Java. So here also we have a message, guys. Message is a super level object of all the things in the mulesoft. Okay, I will try to show you the diagrammatically. So personal mule training message object. Observe here, guys. Hope you can able to see my diagram, the message object diagram. So here, until now we are talking about always payload and then inbound, outbound. So these things, right? So where it is available, all these things. So if you see the message object structure, so there is different parts in the message object, guys. So the first one is, you can see the header. Under header again two parts. There is inbound property and then outbound property. And then there is one more payload, right? Apart from that payload, there is attachment and then variable and then exception payload. So total 5 components are there in the message object. Okay. So one is header. Header, inside header, so there are the two things are there: inbound property, outbound property. So hope you guys are clear what is meant by header. Header in the sense, suppose you are trying to post some information, right? So just now we see the some information we are trying to post it. If you see there is a header is there in the postman, you can see the header. So in the header, what I passed here, so the content type is application slash JSON. I passed here the content type. Okay, so here, so this is the whatever you are passing content type is application slash JSON. That is a part of the header. That is a part of the header. And one more thing is that is the inbound property. That is the inbound property, right? So here in whatever the inbound properties, these are immutable, guys. We can't able to change it, we can't able to edit, we can't able to remove it, right, in the logic. If it is a inbound property, I will show you the, so where it will display all the inbound properties. So hope you guys are clear. So that is a part of the header. In the header, whatever you are passing, so that is coming under inbound property. So next one is outbound property. So outbound property will create some properties. So then we'll push to the next level for coding purpose, suppose I want to maintain some properties. So in that I will maintain some its properties in the sense outbound properties in the sense nothing but a variables also. We'll create some variable. So we'll maintain the data. In next level we'll use it. Right. So here we have a three types of variables. So session variable, flow variable, and then record variable. So we'll see that later. So where we'll use the flow variable, where we'll use the session and record variable. So, but it is a part of the, it is a part of the message structure. And then outbound property here, the difference is inbound property and outbound property. So sometimes, whatever the inbound property, after hitting the target system, it becomes an outbound property, guys. It becomes an outbound property. Okay, so that will get changed. So next one is payload. So payload in the sense, whatever the data you are getting, right? So we are, if you observe here in the flow, we are always passing the payload, right? In the first step, we are getting. Hello, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you, sir, but from the past like 6 minutes or something,
Yes,
we
yes, I know that actually audio only get disconnected. Okay, yeah, where you are? I was speaking. I guess I don't know. So you are listening or not? I mean, you are getting voice or not? So I was talking about this message structure. Okay, so in this we have a header and payload. We are talking about payload, I guess. Payload is nothing but so here, if you observe here, after receiving the data, we are playing with the payload actually. We'll take the payload, we are trying to convert into the map, we are trying to convert into the string XML like that, right? So that is nothing but a payload, guys. Whatever you are receiving from the input, right? So that is nothing but a payload. We are always playing with the payload. We'll convert into, so based on our requirement, we'll convert into one format to another format, and then finally we'll push to the target system. So that's what the about the payload. And then anyway, variables, we have a three types of variables. Variable is nothing but so when we use the variable, I want to maintain some information in the variable, right? We'll generally will write in code, we'll define the variables, right? So similarly here also we can define the variables, we can maintain the data in that. So for that we have a based on the scope, based on the scope in the sense the lifetime of that variable, right? So where it will born, where it will die. So that is nothing but lifespan of the variable. So based on that, we have a three types of variables. That is a flow variable, session variable, and then finally it's a record variable. Three variables. We'll see that more explore on when you discuss about the variable. So we'll see the examples on that also. When you'll go for flow variable, when you'll go for session variable, only the scope is different, guys. Apart from that, the behavior both are same. Only scope is different, and the syntax also different from reading and from creating. Okay. Apart from that, one more is there is attachment. Attachment. Sometimes so we can able to receive the attachments also. There is a provision actually. You can observe one of the component attachment component is there in the palette. So what we call this is nothing but a palette, right? You can see the attachment also. So we'll can able to get attachment also, right? That is a part of the message structure. So next one is that is attachment. So next one is exception payload, guys. You can see the exception payload. So earlier payload is nothing but a whatever the data we are getting. So we are talking about the positive thing, positive data. But whereas in here exception payload. So exception payload is also part of the message object, guys. Exception payload in the sense, what is meant by exception payload? So exception payload in the sense, suppose until now we didn't see any error. I mean, just now before that we seen some error, right? The component is giving so red symbol highlight, right? With red symbol highlight. So that is nothing but some error. We are getting some error, right? So once you get an error or exception, whatever the payload it is, so it will give some kind of exception like no, suppose we are trying to talk with the database, then we are passing some wrong credential, then obviously it will give SQL exception kind of thing, right? So that is also part of the message only. If you want to read that, so you can read through message because it is the part of the message. So whatever the things, guys, whatever you want to read it, just now in my previous step, I want to read a payload. Simply I mentioned as a payload. There is one more way we can give it a message dot payload because payload is where there is a part of the message, right? So we can read simply message dot payload. So we can able to get that way also. So either we can give it payload or else message dot payload. So similarly, we can read other properties also, whatever the input properties, whatever the outbound properties. So whatever the variables, so through message we can read everything. Okay. So because it's a super level object, hope you guys are clear. So there is an interview question also. So what was the message structure? So what are the components of the message structure? So we can say header, payload, attachment, and variable and exception payload. So you can explore more on that. What is meant by inbound property? What is meant by outbound property? So what was the attachment, what it will do, what was the exception payload, how we'll fetch it, what was the syntax it is simply. So these are all under message, so you can keep it as message dot payload, message dot inbound properties dot particular inbound property. We can get like that. Okay. Hope you guys are clear. The message structure, this is object structure. Okay. So that's what today. So please go ahead and try to play with the I explore some of the components today. That is object to string one. After receiving the payload, right? After receiving the payload, I'll try to convert it to the JSON, and then try to convert into the map, and then convert into the XML, right? So we are trying to display that same thing on the payload and as an output. So with that, I attached some static content and dynamic content. I merged it. I'll try to display it, things, right? You can play with all the samples. Okay. So and the message structure also we discussed. So these are the parts. Okay. So I just tried with display as a payload. You can try with try to display message dot payload, right? And then in the debug mode, you can see that in the debug mode, you can see that the inbound properties, guys. So try to run in a debug mode first. I will show you the inbound properties. I'll try to click here. I'll just keep a debug here. And then what was the port number and base path? I'm trying to see it. So it's a demo. Port number is what? 8081. 8081. 8081. And then I'll try to hit the request, guys. Let's see. You want the request. Observe here, guys. I'm trying to highlight the inbound properties. You can see this. How many inbound properties? Almost more than 19, 20, I guess, right? So you can see all the inbound properties, right? I didn't create any inbound properties automatically. These are all getting. Now I want to read one of the inbound property out of this list of inbound properties. Call or map guide. You can observe. So open the mule expression, mule evaluate expression. So I told you message, right? Message dot. Observe here. So many things are there under message object. So I want to read inbound properties. Click here. Message dot inbound. Message dot inbound properties. It's jumping. See here, yes, almost 23 inbound properties are there. So 23 inbound properties are there. You can observe here. So what is the remote address? What was the path it is? What was the host you are trying? What was the method you are trying? So many things are displaying. You can see the content type also. Okay, out of this, if you want to read anyone, you can read it actually. Okay, this is a list of inbound properties. I want to read out of one inbound property. Let's see. This is a syntax, guys. Anyway, next session we'll discuss about this RAML, this mule expression. So based on that, we'll get syntax. Content type getting null spelling mistake. TYP. Observe here, guys. So out of 23 inbound properties, I am trying to read one of the property that is nothing but content type. You can see here actually the content type. I will try to show this. Where is the content type? See this one. Application slash JSON. So from there, I'm trying to read it. I'm trying to display it. Right? Not only that, whatever the thing you want, you can read it. So that's clear. So these are the inbound properties. Similarly, you can observe here, guys, everything whatever I told. So these are the inbound properties. These are the variables. As of now, we didn't define any variables. outbound properties. There is, as of now, there is no outbound properties also. You can see the session variables, record variables, all are there in the debug mode. Inbound properties, variables, outbound properties, session, and the record variable. Nothing is the record variable, session variable, and variable because we didn't define anything. Okay, so that's it for tomorrow. So we'll see on Monday. First, we'll see the mule expression language because you will know, you will get the syntaxes and all clearly. So once you are familiar with mule expression language, so the mule expression language will use to communicate between the message process. Right? So once you are familiar with that, so then you can go ahead do multiple examples. No class tomorrow. Actually, Sunday no class. Only 6 days a week. Okay. Thank you so much. So, any other questions, guys? Any doubts today's session or else yesterday's session?
Mm. Hello, sir.
Oh, tell me.
Yesterday, while deploying, I'm getting warning. Warning is not an issue, but
Oh,
I want to know the error. Okay,
what was that?
I'll read out just a second.
Sure. You can share your screen also. I will give the presenter to you because
Yeah.
everybody have holiday to read it. If you have time, you can continue. I mean, I have time. I'm okay with that. I will give the presenter to you. You can share your screen. Where is this guy?
Vasu.
Vasu, right? Okay. I will give the presenter to you. You can share your screen, whatever you are facing. Did you get the request?
Yeah, download cancel. I came. I
Yeah,
got
yeah. Do it, do
cancel.
it, do it. I can see the screen.
Yeah, this is I'm getting.
Okay. What is
Just a
happening?
second.
I'm not seeing your error. Can you show me? Can you highlight it?
Yeah,
Can you able to successfully deploy it? Scroll down first.
yeah. Deployed.
No, then fine. That's warning is fine. No issue on that. If you're
No,
facing,
what is this?
can you highlight that warning? I will tell you. I will read it and I will tell you. Okay. So client ID. Wait. Client ID or secret or not was provided. Can you open the HTTP? Client is disabled for app first. Can you edit your configuration? So generally, actually, if you keep it HTTPS, so we need to pass some credentials actually. So so this time we have to pass the credentials. So if for HTTP not required, so that's warning is fine.
No, it was
Mhm.
yeah, LL yesterday
Generally,
program. It was.
yeah. Generally, if you let me try to deploy my one. So keep present yourself. I will try to check it. Am I getting that same warning? Generally, if you are passing HTTPS, then we have to pass the credentials. Might be that time there is a chance we'll get it. So let me try to deploy it. Run as new application. There is a warning. High availability will be disabled. I'm getting two warnings. One is high availability disabled, and another one is re-attempting queue. Uh, Let me try to share my screen. Maybe it's like you are using Community Edition, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Improvisation only.
Okay. Can you see my screen? So where you are getting in starting you are
Yeah,
getting, right? So I'm
yeah,
seeing
yeah,
this.
starting.
This is one warning. That is nothing but a no cluster ID specified. That is expected only, right? Because we are not clustered anything. Next warning is
You are getting different compared to me. It is different.
yeah. So it's a different. These are could be corrupted. So Java the driver execution wrong index checksum. So resetting queue to its factory settings. We are not using any queue in this case.
Maybe your licensed version. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. So I'm using licensed version. So
Okay,
resetting queue is
maybe.
factory setting. I'm not getting anything actually. So might be I thought like so in the configuration did you change anything in the
Nothing.
TLSSL?
Mhm.
General
Nothing.
only you
Nothing.
did, right? Okay. So maybe
Mm.
that's the maybe reason. The client ID secret ID, when you will pass it. So when you are doing proxy layer, right? So that time we'll use it actually for authentication purpose. That time only it will get it. So can you send me that exact warning? I will try to look into it. So then I will try to say what was the exact reason for that. Maybe it's like because of community edition or else because of a license problem. I will tell you. Can you
Okay.
paste in the chart?
Yeah. And one more thing. Today's session, please share as soon as possible, sir. Today I am getting
Sure,
confusion
sure.
that one.
Which one? Today class, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Today class confusion. What when I slowly only, explaining that generally, and after a few days, we'll go a bit fast actually. But we are in a starting day start. I'm clearly explaining one by one. So anyway, so no issue. So please try to prepare it. So we'll see on Monday if you have any confusion. So please be clear on that. So if you're not clear, just stop my. First we have to clear on that. Then we'll go ahead next level, right? It's better. Otherwise, if you are in a confusion state, there is no meaning of to go ahead next level. That's what I'm trying to say. So this
That's
warning
why. First, I go
is
through the today's session, and I
okay.
will.
Fine.
If anything, I will ask you on Monday.
API platform client core extension client ID and secretary were not provided. API manager is client is disabled for a okay. So might be I know that this issue. While creating a project, did you choose any RAML thing?
No,
Not no, right? Here
no,
you didn't
no,
select
no.
this add API
For,
fields.
for me, all disabled itself.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So maybe I thought like that client ID, secret ID. Only expect that maybe API manager thing, right? Somewhere else in your any point studio, API manager get enabled. That is a problem. Okay. Anyway, so thanks, guys. Any other questions apart from this? Sneha, do you have any question? Okay, so we're good. So then we'll connect on Monday. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.